about the local teams. As you can see, Alex is a Met fan representing the Mets nation. Me and Andy representing the Yankees. But one thing that is fair, I think, in the culture is that both Yankees and Met fans, I think, fairly pay attention to both teams. And I think also this year, it's going to be much different. This might be the first year. I don't know how you feel, Andy, with this or Alex, but since since Steve Cohen bought the Mets and all the funny things there, you might see a little tension. Both teams are projected to do extremely well. You might even see a little rivalry. I feel like obviously we have our teams we hate. Obviously, Yankee fans hate Red Sox and the Astros now equally. It's crazy. Another thing, Manfred just pansy not taking that World Series away.
Yeah.
And it's just the momentum. Hopefully they'll still get booed the shit out of all year.
Yeah, we'll get to the Astros later. They'll get there.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious, guys, how you feel about this. Do you feel like there's any, as the season goes on and both teams are potentially, there's a legit chance you might see a Subway Series. Hopefully not jinxing it saying that. But the fact that both teams have great rotations, it's funny, they both have great rotations, both great position players, bullpens are iffy, but they could very well be a Yankees-Mets World Series. Just do you guys feel that there's any tension between the Yankee fan and the Met fan this year?
I think that's really exciting when both New York teams are really good. I mean, I think it's great for baseball because two of the big market teams are front and foremost, and you can see almost all of their games nationally. I think that's awesome. I think Steve Cohen is trying to do his best. Joseph Tsai impression who bought the Brooklyn Nets. I think Steve Cohen is pumping all that money in, and I think it's a good investment. I think locking up Lindor is number one. I saw they went 10 years today, right? 10 years, 300 mil was the offer today, right? And
for Lindor?
Yeah, that was reported offered. No official deal yet, but we'll definitely get into that shortly about Lindor.
Gotcha. But yeah, it's exciting. Honestly, I grew up in New York City. My dad sang the anthem for the Mets for like a game, like at least one game for like 30 straight years.
That's awesome.
Al Viviano. He had a fan club and everything. It's great. But I root for the Mets unless they're playing the Yankees. So I would like to let you know I'm not a Mets hater here. In fact, I embrace the Mets. But when they step on the field with the team, it's a different story. Let's just put it there.
And that's totally fair. Like I said, I have no ill will towards Yankee fans. I don't think there is a rivalry. I think I agree, totally that when both New York teams are going to be competing, it's so much fun. And the fact that Steve Cohen comes in and treats now the Mets as a big market team, it's just so exciting. And I know there's certain things that, these last few weeks with Lindor and the contract, and we can talk about that in a little bit. Cohen going on Twitter, like, how much should we offer Lindor? I wasn't like a fan of that stuff. Yeah, like I wasn't a fan of like that kind of stuff. But just the fact that he went out there, he got Lindor, he should like kind of saying, we're building this team, getting Carrasco. I know he's hurt, but building a team and getting the needs that we've finally been asking for. And I know center field is iffy. I know third base is going to be a little iffy as well. But like just the fact that both position lineups, they're going to be a lot of fun, a lot of pop in both of them. Pitching's going to, we have, DeGrom, Cole, you can argue 1A, 1B in the MLB. It's just going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. And like I said, once the Subway Series goes on, I'm rooting on for Mets. Like you guys are going to be rooting on for the Yankees. And like we said, at the end, I would love another, Subway Series, World Series. I know the first time it didn't go well for the Mets, but maybe this time it'll be a little bit more competitive with the players that are going to be on the field. Like, who would not love to see Lindor go up against Garrett Cole, all this stuff, Conforto, Judge, all these different lineups that we could see, Dom Smith and his personality in like the World Series, like media and all that stuff. Like, I think, like we said, if both teams looking like on paper that they're going to be super successful, it just makes everything exciting in New York for all baseball fans. All New York baseball fans we're super excited. And because usually as Mets fans, we go to a season like we could do it, but usually it falls apart, right? Now, like this year, we have that confidence, similar to what you guys have these last, 15 years, that every year you guys feel, except for, a couple little iffy years in between, that you guys are going to make it to the World Series, right? Like, this is like the year for us Mets fans. Like, we can make a run in the playoffs if everything goes well. So it's just super exciting.
Yeah, one of the bum things is the way it panned out, I believe, last season with the Mets is if they swept their last series, they would have made the play-in. Yeah. But now you've added your team is completely different in all assets, and that's